Hey guys, this week's episode is with Octavio, Tavo the Trill. He gives us a lot of the inside scoop on his new single and his upcoming work. But before we get into that, we want to give you guys a little taste of what's going on this week in comedy.
So the first flyer is a Comedy Junkies Society presentation. It's the Anything Goes comedy show on July 15th at 8 p.m. It is going to be at the Slay House in Dallas, Texas. Tickets are going to be $20, and it's going to include Leon Wesco, Darwin Rasdale, Mike Zaragoza. Damn, I didn't expect these to be this damn ethnic. Goddamn. And hopefully featuring me, Ricky Nunez, and also friend of the show, George Red Speaks. That's his show that he's going to be putting on, and it is this Saturday, July 15th at 8 p.m. And next show that we got going on is for Friday, July 21st. I have no idea what you're doing. It's going to be at Reno's Chop Shop. It's a stand-up comedy showcase. And it's going to be Friday, July 21st at 9 p.m. Reno's is in Deep Ellum. If you know where Deep Ellum is, right there by Dada's, I think. Or like right around the corner from Sirius Pizza. Really cool spot. Going to be hosted by our buddy Anthony Ramos. The comedians on are going to be Jacob Cantor, really funny comedian, really cool guy. Ali Nazari, also really funny, really cool. Headlining is going to be Steady Eddie Trevino, really funny dude. John Barry, and also friend of the show, Mr. Tyler Varela. Tickets are $10 at the door, and it's 8:30 p.m. Doors open, 9 p.m. Show starts.
Presenting The Dark Knight, an evening of grim and macabre comedy.
Macabre.
Whatever that. Yes, macabre. Is that a French word? Anyway, with Derek Cakeley, Gretchen Young, Bill King,
friend of the show,
Andrew Deacon, Liam. I'm so sorry, Liam.
I think it's
Nguyen, Furman Lee, Tony Campaign, and hosted by Pete Jung. This is going to be Saturday, the 15th of July, 10:30 p.m. at the Dallas Comedy Club.
This is a special event. This is for Michael Henry. Seen him at a bunch of open mics. Hilarious rapper. And it's going to be for his new album coming out on April the 14th. And it is Mash Louie Crying Laughing.
Is the name of the album?
Yes, and I believe that's his stage name. But he's cool as shit. Really good fucking rapper. And his album, again, is going to be releasing on July 14th. That's this Friday, guys.
This Friday, guys. Please make sure that you look out. Follow his Instagram so that you can see where it's going to stream.
Yeah. Go check out all these shows. All local comics. All happening this week except for the Reno show, Anthony's show, friend of the fucking show. So go support local comedy.
Please.
We're going to be doing this every week now.
Every week.
If you're a comic and you're listening and you got a show coming up, just send it our way and we'll be...
Kind of sounds like some publicity, so you know, that's really good. raging alcoholic. That's the whole point of this. This is your AA meeting / cooking session. First things first, we're gonna get the repollo started. You don't eat no pork, right?
No, I do.
Fuck. I hope this ass I was gonna make your ass some cheese pupusas.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why people order cheese pupusas. That shit. What are you, a rabbit? Nah. Split it right down the middle. You know what this is?
Is either the cabbage?
Yes, sir. We go with cabbage. Right through the middle. Always want to get rid of that. That right there.
That most people wouldn't be doing even
Yeah, this is our first episode, so this is fucking great. I'm excited that I came. The way we met, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, I don't know if I remember it all the way, but
I don't remember 90% of it because I was blackout.
Stage.
So the first time I went to a comedy show was actually at Hyenas Dallas. It was my homie Evis. He was like, hey, we're gonna go out to this comedy show. You wanna pull up? I was like, bet. So I get there and I'm listening to these comedians, and halfway through I'm like, these people is ass. Like, to be honest, I was like, I can do better than these motherfuckers, right?
But that was fucking
You know, okay, so I've never gotten this. So like, you know how people have like, so you get sexy with your girl, you got to like the squash ready, right? And
Right.
Pull out the candles, and they'll have like the hot wax thing.
It's supposed to be sentimental or.
And like they drip the hot wax on it. What is that? I had that shit
that's
drip
like
on
a
me
paint.
one time. Certain levels of thickness that you.
Yeah, exactly. I like playing with clay or Play-Doh.
I like a lot of meat in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm a meat man. I'm a meat. They call me the mediocre meat menace. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all good.
You got me too.
I don't even know where the fuck. What is this suit?
Hello, you're listening to the 103rd episode of CHISMEANDMENUDO. He is
Rudy Ventura, and she is.
Adriana, and we are
Dang, let's.
sitting here with Octavio. What is your name?
Octavio.
But like your stage name.
So I've actually been transitioning, formerly known as Tavo the Trill.
Yeah.
But formerly. So I'm officially
Okay.
Octavio. No more rap facade. It's just this who I am.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of rappers like eventually change from like their, stage name to their full name?
You know, I think when it comes to like the biggest example that I can think of is someone like 2 Chainz,
Yeah.
where he was like Titty Boy. But for the most
I
part,
had no idea that was his name.
Duffel Bag,
wild names.
when he was Duffel Bag
A lot
Boys.
of people had wild names.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So for me, it's just I felt like Trill is a little dated. It doesn't have the sentiment that it used to. And with everything that I've learned over the years, I'm ready to really do it all the way. And, no more, like I said, no more rap facade. So.
Wow. Okay, so you are a rapper. Can you give us a little bit of your background? Like, when did you start? How long have you been going?
Yeah, so I really, started recording for fun in high school. And then I got into college.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Me too.
Really
I
young.
just turned 31.
Yeah, I turned 31 in February.
Nice.
All my grown man shit,
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, I started, fooling around in high school and then really got serious in college. I was running track in Kansas for a couple years, and I was recording out of my dorm room, and I sold a bunch of mixtapes
Nice.
on the student union.
Wow.
And got like a feature from Chingo Bling. And so
How did you get that? Like you just hit him up a
just
bunch
reached
of times?
out. Yeah, just reached out, and he just blessed me, because he honestly was telling me not to, and I was like, no, like I'm serious. I'm like he's like, you're in school, like focus on what you're doing. And I'm like, man, I can do both. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
you
how
you did, right? You were doing both.
Nice.
So that shout out to Chingo.
Chingo Blaine's dope.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was back in the day too. So I
Yeah.
mean, like 2012. So he was like really.
Yeah, you
Poppin'.
just do you remember when he had that he like dubbed over like the Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah,
thing?
that shit was
Bro,
popping
that
then, bro.
was hilarious. me and my cousins growing up used to like
Yeah.
say that shit back to each other. It was hilarious.
Yeah, him and world famous Trump is a comedian. That was like, I don't know if they still are a thing or not, but it's part of Compound Films. So yeah, they showed love back in the day. So that really got me like, man, if I could do this out of my dorm room with the USB mic on fucking Audacity, free little program,
Yeah.
I could do it. So
Wow. So like when you were in college, what were you trying to do? Just basics?
yes, no. So I went and I actually got my associates in communication,
Oh, okay.
and then I transferred out, and then I finished up school in Austin for audio engineering. So
Oh wow.
I'm from a little town in the middle of nowhere where closest studio's 2 hours away, and like even then the studio's not really what you would expect or
Yeah.
want to.
Not this luxurious one.
Right, to
You're
be going
expecting-
2 hours
What's
as
it
a
like,
young
the
kid.
homie's closet or something like that.
No, I mean it's like a real studio, but like 2 hours away. Plus you're getting taxed,
Yeah.
and you're just a young kid trying to do it. So
Yeah.
so that's why I went to school, because where I'm from, like I said, closest shopping mall's 2 hours away, closest Walmart's in Kansas. So I just decided to take it into my own hands and be able to, create my own music and do all the mixing, mastering, and engineering. So
Wow. So you do
I don't know as much anymore. I definitely know my way around the studio and recorded everything from business jingles in college to reggae music. 'Cause I was in Austin, so it's everything,
Yeah.
But I really only did it because I had to. And now that I have people around me that are even better than I am at that, I can focus on what I love is the music, the
Yeah.
lyrics. So
No, that's awesome. That's insane.
Yeah.
That like, I don't know. To me, like everyone has always told me, try to do just like one thing
right,
and stick to that. And I've always done like 10,000 things
Right.
at a time.
Same.
And I've never seen like an issue with it. Like I've always been able to accomplish what I needed to doing that. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm the type of person that doesn't put all my eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like anybody that is highly successful, they got their hands in multiple things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as long as you can manage and maintain that, like it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're really being, I mean, you want to perfect your craft, but like, that doesn't mean that you can't tackle other things at the same time. So.
I feel like whatever hits
Right.
first is like whatever hits.
Run with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So that's like back to I was saying like my career outside of music. Like I'm all about giving it my all so that it's worth doing it.
Right. Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, we were listening to your songs, and personally, I'm a big fan of Bo Bundy.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
dope.
want to know all about that. Like, how did you meet him? How did y'all get on a song?
So Bo, this was like, and I mean this is just me speaking. I don't have a true really close relationship with him or anything like that. But I had seen like back in the day, like this is like back 2012. Like he was really popping. People don't know that he was like he was
I
even
had no
on.
idea.
He was even on in the EDM scene. So like when they would do the
Shit.
what's that Lights All Night here in Dallas, like he was on. It's like a big rave.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of heard of him and kind of started looking into him. And I kind of have a way of finding artists before they pop. And so I just reached out. We ended up getting on that track. I actually went to Houston and did a show with him. He had a show called like Bo Bundy and Friends.
Yeah. This was recent or?
Nah, this is like probably like 20. This was before COVID.
Yeah, right
So, like,
when you released that
2019.
song. Right?
Yeah, like literally. And so met him. He's a super humble guy. And then like right away, like I knew it,
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he signed to Rancho Mila and he blew up,
I love him. I've always been a chubby chaser. I'm not gonna lie, 100%.
He's big. He's like 6'3".
Yeah, he
He's
is.
huge. Like that's a big man. Like not even just insane. He's just tall.
He's tall.
Yeah.
I had seen that you had opened up for Devin the Dude.
Yeah, man. I opened up for Devin the Dude, and it was cool because I got a prior relationship with Tom Tom through.
Yeah, I seen that as well.
So he was there, and then Lucci came out. It was cool, man. It was real. It's a dope show. Shout out to Sly, that guy. He kind of put me in that position to do that show, and I mean I've performed with Devin a couple times, but he's like a legend. Like like I don't care who you are, where you're from. Like that's like the Southern Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying?
For real. That's like pops. That's like grandpa's real talk.
insane.
Like at this point, he's
Right.
like the best uncle that could be out there. Yeah, his music it hits like to the heart. Like there's Doobie Ashtray. There's
man.
Anything is playing him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Like, what's anything but that song? Because it's go hard. There's a lot of good music out there.
Yeah, definitely. He, like I said, he's one of the Texas pioneers, you know. So anytime you get to be in that kind of presence, it's a blessing, you know.
Definitely.
That's insane.
I think
Like,
that's really dope.
do you, when you go to these shows, do you like take an entourage with you, or it's just
Honestly, that's kind of like right now. I do a lot of shit by myself.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I definitely have some really good friends and people in the crew that, you know, but everybody got, at this stage in life, like, you know, you can't expect people to just drop everything they're doing to help you do
unless
what you
they're
want to
making
do.
something out
Right,
of it too?
exactly. It's
Yeah.
got to be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people get lost. Like, they get lost in the sauce. They think like that they deserve something from somebody.
because like you're kind of like putting expectations on people, and you're putting that extra pressure kind of on yourself as well, because you're
Exactly.
expecting
Yeah.
them to do the up three most. But like you said,
Yeah.
things just don't work that way, man. And
They don't. So, you know, I do usually, like, I have a business partner. Shout out to Epic, Johnny Billions. We do dogs. We got bullies and Frenchies, and
Oh wow.
so he also does a lot of my merch and apparel. And so a lot of times it'll be me and him, maybe me and one other friend, but I really be running around by myself. So
yeah,
Yeah. When it comes to like the rap, you're rapping.
yeah,
career.
like show. And don't get me wrong, people always pull up, but you know, like you said, you can't. Yeah, I just gotta move and be able to do what I gotta do without having to worry about everybody else. You know.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and like you've been doing the raising the Frenchies and bullies. What is it?
yeah. We do bullies and French bulldogs, and recently we just added a cane corso to our program. So, you know, like I said,
King Corsos, aren't those huge as fucking scary dogs?
yeah, they look scary. They're beautiful, but
God.
they like them things is crazy looking.
Those are like those will fuck you up.
I mean, I think any dog can, but yeah.
But those are big. Those will fuck you up.
Tear your whole face up like a bear's.
I
Oh
mean,
my god.
But I mean,
they're like I mean, they're I don't know too much about the cane corso, but they're obviously like guard dogs, you know.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I have a homie. That's why I was bringing it up. He does bullies as well. Bully exotics.
Oh, dope.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I recently, not recently, I guess. My brother raised standard pits his whole life, so naturally, I always had dogs around me and loved them. And my homeboy, he kind of gave me an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. I already had a Frenchie,
okay.
and he had a litter of like this amazing dogs, like amazing bloodline. I don't really know a lot about all of it, but
I get what you're saying.
Like,
like,
do you have paperwork? and
paperwork
stuff?
and all that.
no, they got better
shit.
papers than us Mexicans, man.
Yeah,
Freaking-
for real. They get treated.
Well, they were born in America, so
So, but yeah, you know, like I said, I try to not put all my eggs in one basket, and so we got the Frenchies and we got some bullies and stuff. So yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, goes back to doing a lot of things.
yeah, you know, multiple streams of income
There you
is always cool, but it's even more so just about what a dog can bring to a family. You know, like
Yeah.
I have a Frenchie that I ended up giving it to one of my really close friends, and I really think that dog saved his life. You know, like he had moved out here. We're from 6 hours away, little town in the Panhandle, and he was out here by himself, and you know, going through his own stuff, and that I feel like that puppy really helped him get through it. So
Dogs really heal you. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
say I had
for
a
sure.
pit bull, and they're like so emotional. Like they
Yeah.
get it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, animals are dope.
I have 2 dogs. I have a mix. Actually, he's just like a mutt, but we rescued him.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
We fostered him, and then we ended up adopting him. And then we found 2 pit bull puppies off of like the Nextdoor app.
Oh wow.
And they were just left abandoned. They were from like a big litter, and so we took the boy and the girl. But like the boy got like huge, like he
Right.
looked like a Great Dane. So we had to put him down, unfortunately. But oh my god, my girl pit bull, I love her. She's like, I've never had a pit bull before. I've always been scared. Like I've been the type of person to be like, no, pit bulls, never.
Yeah.
I would never. But she's the sweetest.
They're super noble.
Yeah, she's an attention whore. She just wants to like sit
Love
on
you.
your lap. Yeah. So yeah, oh, that's cute. Like, what about when people can't take care of them anymore? Do they hit you guys back up, or do they just
You
like?
know, I think thankfully because of the financial factor with these dogs, they're you know, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So typically the people that buy them are usually in a pretty good position,
Financial.
you know. So
Yeah, they're not just gonna give them up.
yeah, and even then,
You can kind of just tell, right? I mean,
yeah, you can tell, and I mean that's really the most important part of it is making sure
it's kind
it
of like
goes
your
to the
kid.
right home.
And you're gonna make sure like, is it going to a good home? Are these
Exactly.
people good?
Wouldn't even be a conversation. Like
Yeah.
the money is not even the
That
thing.
feeling right there,
Yeah.
right then and there.
Because we have a brand, right? It's a brand
Yeah,
also. It's very important that, you know, that dog continues to not only, you know, have a great life and all those things, but it still represents us too, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, well, congrats on your doggy brand. What
Thanks.
is it? What is it? Shout it out.
Billionaire Bullies.
Billionaire. Oh, that's cute.
Billionaire
Alliteration.
Bullies, yeah.
So you're doing your Frenchies and
Bullies.
and then you're selling semi trucks. You're
Yeah,
rapping. Your
Merchandise.
merchandise.
Your merch,
Kind of
or
merch.
do you do like other people's merch?
Oh, so I do. I try to do collaborations and stuff, but I have my own brand too. It's Dirty Money Mafia, and so with that and with that big, I mean, it's really, you know, we're our own thing, but as far as the business side is together, you know.
Yeah.
So
Wow. So you really are.
I'm kind of like,
You-
where does it
Yeah,
overflow? Like what
yeah.
else what else is coming out? Like
I think that's really where like
is that where it's kind of like
where Wavy helps me because you know.
nice.
I have a really hard time keeping up with everything. I'm like very forgetful, and I mean, excuse me, mom, but I smoke a lot of weed, so I be forgetting shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she really helps me keep things in line. Like I cannot keep a schedule. I cannot keep.
I was
up.
gonna ask you, like,
Yeah.
what's your schedule with all that stuff?
Yeah, so thankfully, you know, she stays on top of it. You know, she's always like, "Hey, you got this, you got this, you got this," and I'm like, "Okay." And then what time was it again? You know, and then she's like, "Dude, I just told you." Like, but yeah,
It's kind of like having a wife but not having to argue with her afterwards.
you know, right?
You know what? And she gets paid, I'm sure. That is like
Yeah,
amazing.
that's awesome. That's cool.
She's really good at what she does, and I definitely don't think that I could be able to juggle all this without her help. So
We might have to hit her up.
Shouts out to you.
shout out to Wavy, shout out to Gianna.
Yeah, she's actually really nice. That's
Yeah,
we were
she's
talking
super
the whole time.
professional as well, and like I said, she's a big help. So
Yeah, is she taking on new clients?
she does.
Because I have
mean,
ADHD, so I forget a lot of shit too.
Yeah, so like if you're trying to get, you know, someone to help you out with that kind of stuff, she's definitely a go-to.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
cool.
along the
Man.
way. But yeah, for sure. It's
I
nice
might have to hit her
know.
up.
And I
out
think
Gianna.
too, like for me, the best part about it is like I'm not a yes man kind of person. Like I need your true input on things and how I'm going, because I can take constructive criticism. Like if you can't, then how you gonna get better? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So like that's the type of person that I would like to have on my team, and that's the type of person she is. So
Yeah.
Honest person.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Like hey, you're fucking up, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
for
like,
sure.
Yeah. Oh, see, I
I
need
got people
that.
like that in my corner for sure.
Yeah.
It's good to have.
Yeah, 100%. I like if I can't trust you to tell me what's up, like 100%, then what are you here for?
It's not really your friend. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Someone,
Yeah.
even if not friend, someone that you should have around you. You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean, if all they're getting from you is a financial gain, then it's not really the purpose of it. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
you could definitely hire, you know, someone else that actually has your best intentions. So
How long have you known her?
probably
Or her
like
company?
2 years.
2 years. And she's been working for you the whole time?
So I think we really started doing events like last year. I guess it's been 2 years. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been working since we met. So yeah, yeah, she's like I said, from shows to podcast. We really been focused on podcasts because the shows like already have sometimes on bigger shows like the Devin the Dude shows. It comes to relationships,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And you've been putting in work. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, yeah. No, definitely. I've been doing it for a long time, and I've made a lot of connections over the years, and that's how those come about. But with the podcast, that's kind of unknown territory for me. So
Right.
And if you got somebody that like is obviously somebody that's younger that wants to rap right now, what's some advice you can give them? You know what I'm saying?
man, I think for myself, I had to leave home. I had to leave everything. If you like grew up in the city, like use your influence here, because I feel like if I would have grew up here, it would have been over with already.
Yeah.
But I'm having to climb from the bottom, getting to get my name out there. But I mean, take it serious. I think the social media thing is such a huge factor nowadays.
Take advantage of that, definitely.
And then I mean, it costs money, so invest in yourself. Do the videos, do the shit that you're like, man, that's expensive, but it pays off as long as you got the right content.
Yeah. It is an investment. I mean in yourself, but like it pays off, I'm sure.
And like I used to like make music, so like, not on as your level, but I mean I kind of understand. One thing that I think like viewing it when I was doing it for about 2 years, a lot of people were like, myself as well, like, man, like why am I not getting booked for shows? Like, man, why am I like, And then when you kind of see the aspect of like that, you're kind of just blocking yourself out of seeing like what's on that other side. If you could just, if you like you said, you're open minded, you're open to taking criticism. That's what kind of helps you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And I think another thing that like again, and I'm not saying it's a generational thing, but like people feel entitled. So like you got to be able to step out, put yourself out there, and shit. So you even got to ask for help. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit just because you think you deserve it.
Yeah.
So networking is huge.
You think collaborations
100%.
are like the stepping stone, right?
I think so because like when it comes down to it, this person may have a different fan base or a different
entourage or people.
like a different demographic to target that you wouldn't have if you didn't work
Right.
with them. So
Yeah.
that's where like I was doing shit with Bo. I done shit with Garza. I got shit with Peso coming out soon.
Oh, nice.
What
Fuck yeah.
peso?
Peso.
From
Oh my god. Even peso. Bluma. Wait.
not that far. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Speaking of which,
There's a lot of shit with like peso, but yeah, for sure. I've seen
Yeah.
it from when he like first was like with like Sauce Walker, like barely underneath, boom, blew up.
Yeah, blew up.
that's
Yeah.
insane. And it's like it takes nothing for you to blow up. It takes like a video.
You know
or
what?
like one song.
And that's the thing. I feel like you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Like you just got to keep going because eventually it's gonna. As long I feel like even once I really hit my moment, like I already have a huge catalog. That's
We were talking about that actually because we were looking at your Spotify and like most rappers that are like coming up or whatever artists, they have like 4, 5, 6 songs on their Spotify. And I was looking at your discography. I'm like, oh my god, like he has 8, 7, 10 songs on every album.
Yeah. So I think once that moment happens for me, like I have so much good music that's already out there that'll be discovered.
And
Yeah.
you've been writing for so long, so I'm sure you have like a lot of like stuff. You know what I'm saying? It probably just comes to you as you're going and writing new stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a guy that
Word stuff.
I get inspired more so by a sound than just like I don't have enough.
Melodies.
I don't have enough memory or brain power anymore with all the shit that I got going on. So I have to be inspired to create. And used to like when I didn't have as much going on, shit would just pop up in my head and I'd write it down. And but now it's just like I gotta hear something or already have something in mind.
Yeah, those feelings like I stopped rapping. I became a chef, and then after like cooking for a while, I started doing comedy. That's what I've been doing recently.
Yeah.
But like 3 months in, it's really cool and stuff. But the drive is a lot different from when I used to rap to when I do it now. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just two different I think my mindsets were just different at that time, you know what I'm saying? And now it's really cool and being smooth going about it and just having these like
genuine conversations. And like, shouts out to you because you've been you've pushed through that for like, you know, since you've been doing it at a young
Yeah.
age. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, I was lost in my sauce, but hey, we're back out, and you know what I'm saying, on the other side of the, you know, hole, and
Yeah.
it's dope to be. So
Yeah, I think it's for me especially. I don't rap about shit that's not true. I put a lot of my life experiences, so I'm like living life.
Yeah.
Like
flow's nice.
like even though like you know I'm super busy and I take business very serious. I take having fun serious too. I take experiencing life serious. Like the whole phone thing. That's why like Wavy helps me out so much because I'm like the type of guy that like if I'm here with people in the moment, like I'm trying to experience that. I'm not be on my phone.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like nowadays, it's just like, you know, everyone's on their damn phone all the damn time. You can't even have a real
100%.
conversation. But
Yeah.
you know, for me, it's definitely because it's like you know, there's lots of ups and downs as far as my career has gone, in the sense of motivation. Like you know, so you just got to push through that.
Well, I was gonna ask you because right now Mexicanos are up. You're Mexican?
Yes, I am.
You are. And were you born in Mexico or your parents?
So I'm a first generation Mexican American.
Same.
Yeah, I was born here in the U.S. and my parents are both from Chihuahua.
Oh wow, Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Chihuahua. I love their accent. So how did they get here? Like, how old were they when they came here?
So they came in the early '80s. My parents, actually, my mom's like from a little place near Cuauhtemoc, and my dad's from a little place like central Chihuahua, like out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, so they didn't like.
So they didn't know each other.
Okay.
They met out here, and they met like at a dance.
Oh,
So yeah,
I love romance.
they met at a dance, and yeah, we you know, my dad's a provider. I was lucky enough to have a stay-at-home mom
Oh
my whole
wow.
life, and like that shit definitely you can't get away with as much, you know, when you got
Yeah.
a stay-at-home mom. So you know, I definitely would say that the aspect of having a father as a provider and a stay-at-home mom, it's really put things in perspective for me, and that's why I guess maybe that's why I'm 31 and single and got 2 dogs.
No. I was gonna ask you, like, what's your like love life like? Like, do you date? What's your typical like? What's your dream girl?
See, that's what's crazy because even like when I've been in pretty serious, you know, long extended long term relationships, but I guess the last relationship I was in was right during COVID, and we're together for 4 years, and we broke up or whatever, and that's like when everything's really started taking off for me.
That's crazy.
So like, and nothing against her, no hard feelings, nothing like that. But I was able to focus on myself,
Yeah.
and then things just started going better and better for me. So now I'm like, man, like I don't got time for drama. I don't got time for.
Yeah.
So if the right person came around, great. But it's not like I'm not really looking for it. So
Yeah. I have a friend that just broke up with his girlfriend, and ever since he's just been going and going and going. And it's that he just is now only focused on his stuff. You know? He's not like responsible for another person.
Or like, you know, and even then, like, also because I am so focused on myself, I don't want to put somebody in my life and not be able to give them the attention that they deserve, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a whole. I know it's me, so
Yeah.
most people can't say that, but I know it's me. So
Do you think that if you met someone that was as driven and had their own goals and was like in the same level career wise as you, that would work out, or do you think it wouldn't?
I think that's what would have to happen, you know, because somebody that understands the grind, you know, that like it's not that I didn't want to text you in the middle of the day, like I just like I'm gonna come home and you know, I know that sounds kind of shitty too, like you can't even send me a text message in the middle of the day, but when you're so focused on wanting to be successful, you know, like you know what I'm doing, you know where I'm at, like that's the big trust factor, you know. So
100%.
yeah. So I don't know, we'll see. I think it'd have to be somebody that was a career driven person and really had their own thing going on, because then they could understand that,
What's going on with
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I get that.
Man, that's insane.
And I think like when you find someone you really like, you will set that time to like, do
Yeah.
that. But if it comes, it doesn't. And if it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa.
Exactly, because
They're still gonna be there,
unless somebody makes you feel that way, then you're just gonna keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
yeah,
They have to be worth like you wanting to put aside that time.
yeah,
Or like, because I mean, time is money.
yeah.
So you have to be willing to lose money to be in a relationship with somebody, I think.
I mean, at some point even on a microscopic scale, yeah, you're spending time together, you're doing things together, and it takes away from other things. So
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, okay, so on the topic of like Mexicanos being up right now, corridos are just
Killing it.
dominating right now.
Yeah.
Would you ever get on a corridos track, or would you try to do corridos?
Yeah, it's actually one of the main reasons I'm transitioning from Tavo the Trill to Octavio.
Wow, heard it
Because-
here her first, folks.
So yeah. Mexican music is a huge part of my life. I like to go to bailes. I like to do Mexican shit, and even my family, like my parents used to record music together, and singing's a
really?
huge part of our
Oh,
lives.
Yeah,
So
so it's in your.
it's in my
It's
blood.
in your blood.
man.
That's
Yeah.
dope for sure.
And like even my dad's hometown, Nonuava, Chihuahua, they call it La Tierra de Música. And it's very popular for they created their own sound and their own music. So like everyone from over there feels like they got some kind of musical talent,
So this was never
yeah.
like a question. Like you
Never.
were always going to do
That's cool.
something.
And it was just a matter of like getting myself in a position to where I could do it and it be successful. Because for me, the audio engineering, all those things have gotten me ready to get to where I have all the experience, I have all the connections, and now I can really put out a product that I can say is like is at the level that I think it deserves to be, especially if it's gonna be Mexican music, And I'll be doing like regional music, so like corrido, stuff like that.
Do you
So,
play any instruments?
I play the saxophone.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
play the saxophone, but it's not necessarily what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah.
Again, my passion is lyrics, singing, that the writing, and
So you can sing in Spanish?
I can, yeah.
Oh
You
shit!
can rap in Spanish as well, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd seen a video recently.
Yeah,
Like,
I really actually really think that I'm a better rapper in Spanish than in English.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's cool.
I think it just hits different,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like the way it rolls off your tongue.
Yeah.
I wrote one song in Spanish, and the way it came out was nice.
It's just Spanish. Las palabras tienen más sentido,
Yeah,
it's just like
Yep.
it's just a more passionate
If
language.
it feels,
Yeah.
you feel something different. I don't know if
emotions
it's
are there.
because like we know Spanish or we're Hispanic or whatever, but
Kind of funny, but
I don't know. It feels.
it's like
good.
when you're trying to like talk to a girl, like when you talk English, it's
Facts,
like middle
right?
ground, and then when you talk in Spanish, it's like hola mi amor, como andas?
It's
But
different,
imagine if you're a
bro.
Russian and
Yeah.
you're like Gorton slide, you know what I'm saying? That's like most of the shit you're trying to holla at.
Like,
Dude, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think for sure. I mean, the Spanish language is. I don't know. I don't believe it's categorized as one of the romantic languages, but I know that it's. Obviously, we're biased,
Yeah.
But
100%.
no, I think people that know Spanish that didn't necessarily grow up Mexican or speaking Spanish, they begin to understand that about our language too. you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, listen, I'm Salvadorian, but I love all of the Mexican culture. Like,
Right.
growing up here in
Well,
Texas, that's. Oh, you know what, man? Hey, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, just I've been listening to a lot like corridos tumbados. Like, I never grew up like. I mean, I think I did, but I don't. I think my dad would play it whenever he was fucked up. Crying, about some ex or something.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm just kidding.
Same.
So yeah, pretty much. It's been really dope. So if you are doing that, bro, that's fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
push it, bro, because the Hispanic community is all like supportive. So
Yeah.
we're supporting the fuck out of each other.
And I kind of I see a lot of people like online, especially the Peso Pluma stuff right now.
I love him.
yeah.
Like people try to like tear the guy down for XYZ. I'm like, bro, he's number one in the world and he's Mexican, bro.
I
like,
know.
that's,
What else matters? Like, who
that's
cares?
love, bro.
People
Yes.
are doing that with Ralph Barboza, especially. Like,
Yeah.
where it's like, bro, like, why are
I
y'all
love
hating him?
him.
He's a dope person. He's just trying to do his own thing. Bro.
it's just
People
so it's just so nice seeing, you know, someone that looks like us at a top level, because like growing up that wasn't something that was very common, and so
Yeah.
now more and more kids, that's like my main goal of anything and everything that I do, is that coming from a small town, like I hope that I can just inspire somebody to go chase your dream.
Yeah.
Like just go
Literally what I'm
just
on.
chase your dream, bro, because like you think guy like Peso Pluma thought he'd be number one in the world, you know,
Yeah.
when he was working construction in LA, you know, like
Yeah.
for sure.
like it's crazy, and now there's more and more examples of the power that the Latin community has, and like literally and not even, I mean, like number one in the world before Peso Pluma was Bad Bunny, and he's also Latino.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like the Latino influence and the power, like we can do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely feel it. Like now that
Yeah.
I've been doing this stuff and seeing the more support, seeing the other side, it's just all the way awesome, to be honest. Everybody helps each other out.
Yeah, and you know, I think there's a big misconception that like, oh, you know, you're the biggest enemy for a Latino is another Latino, but that's in every culture, you know.
Yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
in every
100%.
culture.
Yeah.
So I
And
think.
even-
Go ahead.
No, I was saying even then, like other races outside of Hispanic, like they're real supportive here in the Dallas community,
Yeah.
DFW community, no matter what you're kind of doing, and other places as well. But just speaking here, you know what I'm saying, where we're from,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
definitely see it.
It's a melting pot
Yeah.
here compared to other places.
How long have you been in Dallas or Fort Worth or?
So I moved here in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and before that, I was so I bounced around a little bit. I was in Austin for a couple years, and then I was in Kansas for a couple years while I was in school up there. But I've been here since 2017. So
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever leave?
no, I love it. I don't want to leave.
Stay, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay. Don't go. Fucking
You're
everybody
a dope,
leaves to
humble
Cali.
person, bro. I could just tell
Appreciate
from
that, bro.
even this dope conversation.
Yeah.
Like, keep going, bro. I see some shit.
I appreciate that, man.
sure.
I even have commitment issues, so wanting to stay here is like that says a lot. You know, I love
for
it out
sure.
here.
Well, I mean, it's growing. Like Dallas is definitely. I mean, ever since COVID.
Yeah, and I think too, like you know, I'm especially in Fort Worth. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of you know, good people out there doing good things, but like no one's really popped from there that really, you know, gets exposure. Guys like a Yellow Beezy does, or and even then, like I feel like even Dallas too is like it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
You know, competing against places like Houston, like the mecca of music
Yeah.
out here. You know, like I feel like Dallas Fort Worth doesn't get enough credit, but no, it's just a matter of time. There's so much talent out here, and I think as long as like one thing I have noticed about the music scene out here is that like everybody wants to be the man,
Yeah.
so nobody's really helping
supportive,
each other.
exactly.
Really get to, yeah, it's love, you know,
Yeah.
but like, but
I think nowadays I think people's minds are just tuning in, and I hope, you know what I'm saying, because when I was like trying to do it, everyone was kind of on the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think something's gonna pop off for everybody that's doing
Yeah.
their whatever artists they're doing. People are gonna learn to appreciate someone for just doing their art.
you know, and that's the thing. Like nobody, you know, nobody gives a shit till you're at the top already. You know, then
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't focus on those things. I just focus on showing love because I know that it's gonna reciprocate. You know,
Yeah, do it
So,
for the people you love.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
I mean, like you could be the next one to pop off
I'm
from
gonna
Dallas.
be. I'm gonna
You're
be.
gonna
for
be.
sure.
So,
yeah.
do you have any music now that you've like already started recording?
Yeah, I have a
corridos,
whole.
corridos.
I don't have any corridos yet.
Just been doing it straight.
Yeah, so I've pretty much been focusing on my next project. I got like probably like 20 tracks ready to
Oh,
go.
shit.
Like I said, I got a song with Peso Peso in the vault. I got a song with Cap G in the vault.
Catchy.
I got a song with ESG, big Houston legend. Got some local cats out in Fort Worth, Eric Evans, Think 817. Those are two guys that I'm like big fans of, and they're my friends.
Yeah.
But like I really think they're like super talented.
They're up next. Like
Yeah,
like
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
and they have the same mindset that I do. Like,
Yeah.
like we understand that like together and not even like we're a collaboration or like a group or nothing like that, but we all go to each other's events. We all post each other's shit. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Fort Worth definitely has a tight knit music community that actually shows each other a lot of support, and I
Yeah.
think that's pretty unique, given that everyone wants to be the one.
Yeah.
So it's,
No,
it's
yeah,
cool.
Fort Worth. I mean, even in the podcast community, like
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot. You've gone on a lot of them that
Yeah.
I just met,
Yeah.
and I mean they're awesome. We just were on 2 from Fort Worth, and yeah, I mean everyone's willing to collab with everyone.
Yeah.
I think that's really badass. I don't think I don't know of a podcast here in Dallas.
That's what I was telling you. I don't really know
Yeah.
any. Like you're like I'm just starting to find out there's other ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Like Crispin Valentin, with the Latin Global Factor, he really pointed us to a lot of people, and I thought that was really dope because I mean
Yeah.
he's doing really great.
Is he in Fort Worth?
He's in I think he's a Dallas based podcast, but he's getting like really big names, and so for him
He's
to
supportive.
post out other to show,
Yeah.
hey, y'all should go fuck with them and go fuck with
The
them.
support comes back, Support,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you give support, it'll if it's coming from a pure place, it'll come
Yeah,
back. You know what I'm saying?
definitely. So, I think he might have even pointed us in y'all's direction.
Oh,
so,
really? Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of I seen Yossi on his podcast. Obviously yours. I mean, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I think like back to what we're saying, like Latinos are really, really putting on right now, and
Yeah.
and as long as we keep the way, like that's why I'm like so excited because like and throughout the whole time I've been making music, like right now is the absolute best it's been for Latinos, and like
Yeah.
I'm hoping to catch that wave.
Yeah.
Know, so.
Yeah, for sure.
It almost is like you can't help but miss it. Like
Yeah, you like if
you miss it
you
now,
fucked
it's
up.
like, dude, like then you
Yeah.
weren't working hard enough, obviously.
And it's getting so big that even rap artists are trying to do songs with.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like
Hip-hop art,
like
everything.
like you're saying, like I think who Ice Cube did a song with
Yeah.
with
Snoop Dogg did. Go
Snoop
ahead.
Dogg did one
I
with
can't think of the artists' names right now, but
yeah.
I know
Was it
Snoop
Grupo
Dogg did
Firme
one with
or- no,
Becky
no.
G. I know he's done others, but the one that I really like is that one with Becky G and I think Banda MS. I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to get that
Banda
wrong.
MS.
It's
Okay.
Que Maldición, I think it is. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
But it's so good, So and Becky G's pop. It's just like everyone right now that's Mexican has an advantage right now.
And it's like it's reaching different
expanding.
platforms too. Is expanding from even sports, like
Yeah.
that. Like I think recently the first Mexican to ever get drafted in the first round of the NBA.
Yeah, I saw that. He has
and-
that wavy hair. What's
yeah,
his name?
his last name is
Shit.
Jaques, I think. I don't know his full name, but I was like, man, that's crazy. Like.
Yeah.
Never
that's
in my
awesome.
life did I ever hear anybody getting drafted to the NBA. I'm not the tallest guy, so as a culture, we're not probably the tallest either. But it's like
we're just
right.
all evolving, kind of.
Yeah, we're evolving, man. We're here and we're not going nowhere, and now we're making
like,
waves.
you get a
Yeah.
football, man. We gonna be good.
Yeah.
We get a soccer, now we're just taking over the
Exactly,
sport. You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool
Anchor
seeing.
babies for sure.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, for
it's,
sure.
It's crazy seeing all the progress that our people have made and all the different representations that we have from now even movies and I think there's gonna be the first superhero movie. It's like a Beetle movie.
Yeah.
And he's a Mexican kid. Like
Yeah.
that's
It's-
crazy.
It's all
Animated.
crazy. Like I mean, if you speak Spanish right now, you're at an advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And I think even just recently with after the census that Texas' majority is actually like
Yeah.
Hispanic, Latinos, maybe even Mexican.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
that's crazy.
It's just a whole Hispanic. Like it's literally like there's so many Venezuelans coming. There's
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
Colombian
Yeah.
people they're going to Mexico, crossing the border, coming up here,
Mm-hmm.
and then just the whole Hispanic community is just gonna get bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great opportunity to jump in it, bro. So hell yeah, bro.
It's definitely it's even like I said in the trucking business, like I probably 80% of my clientele is Latinos, Spanish speaking people, and like to get a truck, like to buy a truck, you gotta have money.
Yeah, my
Like
Yeah.
it's not like just going to put $1,000 down payment on a
No,
car.
no.
Like you gotta have like
Yeah.
15, 20K to get a truck.
You pretty much got it like kind of a way. You get your CDL, you work for a company, you save up all that bread, then you buy your truck,
And then you're on.
You're on, yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's
So that's
all
my
your
older
bread.
brother did. Yeah,
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So, but then he just had his first son, so he was like, I want to stay more at home.
Yeah.
So he's been working more like local. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. So-
And he got so much money off the truck since he's been not having to do that. So he's doing great, man. He's happy.
That's,
so that's good.
that's awesome.
heavy.
And that's like, that's the dream, right? Like, but I think it's super impressive. Like, and I feel like a sense of obligation. Like a lot of Latinos, especially when they're buying, buying anything contractual, they're at a disadvantage because they maybe can't speak as well, they can't read as well.
Yeah.
So like I feel like besides the fact that it's good money for me, I feel like I'm making a difference in people's lives and helping them accomplish it's a dream to own a truck for a lot of these people.
Yeah,
So
100%.
it's a business.
You had your
Yeah.
father in your life?
Yeah,
Same,
100%,
So you
man.
probably see that, you know what I'm saying, when you're talking to these older Hispanic.
Oh, of course.
And you kind of get that like feeling of like, man, I remember when I used to have to help my parents speak like English
Yeah.
and
Right.
and it, like
You're experienced in that.
So that's
Yeah,
good,
I remember when I first when we moved to my family like established itself in West Texas, and then we moved from there in like 2000 2001 to the northern Panhandle Amarillo area, and before we'd moved there, I remember I only spoke Spanish and I went to school, and then my parents kind of learned English with us while we were going through school.
Yeah.
And then I got to, where I grew up really in Perryton, and like just based off of my name, like they put me in ESL. And
Oh my
and I was like,
God.
and I'm like, bro, like I was like commended on the fucking English fucking tax test. Like, what are you talking about? So then I sat through class for like 3 days, and they're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you speak perfect English. Like, yeah, nobody asked me. They
Yeah,
just saw
first
my
of all,
name.
you discriminated me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So you were like, this is an easy way to just get through the year. Like,
for
let me just not say
sure.
it.
Like, for real, you should have just like played along.
Yeah. Oh, me no, perdón.
Yeah, right. Like, no, but it's yeah. It's a it's crazy to think, like los esfuerzos que pasaron nuestros papás para llegar aquí, and like a whole language barrier, not knowing anybody. And so like for me, when I moved out here, I was like, shit, like my parents didn't even speak English.
Yeah.
And like they left their whole country, like I can come out here and fucking make something of myself,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
For sure, definitely that drive drives even harder. Like
For
my
sure.
parents came from El Salvador, so they had that's 3 borders they don't fucking.
That's
you know what I'm
crazy,
saying?
bro.
And then my dad was a war veteran out there,
Damn.
and he escaped all that stuff. Came with my mom. I was supposed to be born there, but my mom was pregnant with me. Was able to get over here.
Damn.
I was born. And
That's crazy.
Now we're here, bro. And like I'm the firstborn
Yeah.
out of them. I have an older brother, older sister, and younger brother. Yeah, anyway, but like that's more motivation to keep going hard, bro.
100%. And people don't like the sacrifice that they made to get here, and even risking everything with your mom being pregnant, bro. That's like,
Yeah, and with little kids, no?
Yeah, my dad had my older brother and my older sister like pretty much on his back the whole time walking. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he had to
crazy.
come here, drop my mom off, and then go back and get the kids. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh my God.
So it was like, it was because she was pregnant with me, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot to handle. So,
damn, that's crazy, man.
and then they were
See
like,
that right there, like if you don't make something of yourself having that backstory, it's kind of like a slap in the face.
and like how you were saying, you have your 2 homies. What were they called again? Your 2 homies that you guys support each other a lot. In
Eric and Eric Evans and Dank.
Okay, cool. I want to check them out later. That's
Yeah,
why I
they go
asked.
hard.
So like, I have a couple homies like that. Like they've had a lot of them here, and we're not like super tight like that, but like in this little bit of the 3 months that I've been doing it,
Yeah.
they've been super supportive. And that's like this guy named TJ. He's been here. TJ Evans. There's
TJ,
been
we love TJ. Shout out
Dante.
TJ.
There's Dante.
out
There's
Dante.
there's so many people I can't even think of off the head. But yeah, the whole community, like they're all here, like they're all helping each other out. Ricky, she's helping me, like, you know what I'm saying? This is my first time actually being a host on a podcast. You know?
Sick, yeah, man.
So this is awesome. So hell yeah, it's nice bouncing off each other. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as long as we continue to do what we're doing, and supporting each other, like it's hard to stop, you know.
Yeah,
for
100%.
sure,
Like it's all collaborative. Honestly, that's like my roadmap, like to where I want to take my podcast is. I just want to collab with anyone that's willing to come on and have a conversation with, because it really is a small world. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
people that you don't think that I would know, I might know, and
Oh,
that
100%.
just connects us even closer, you know. So like the rise, it really does depend on like who you have helping you.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, you could be the best at anything and everything, but if you don't know the right person, you're only gonna get so far.
100%.
Life's about who you know.
Yeah.
And I learned that really
Making
quick.
connections.
Yeah.
I learned that really quick at a young age. So.
Are you pretty charismatic? Like, are you like the type to go up to someone and say what's up? Like,
Yeah,
be the
100%.
guy at the party to just talk to everyone. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, at a distance, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Depending in the space I'm in, 100%.
yeah,
you
me
know?
too. Yeah, definitely.
like I could talk to a tree, you know, like
yeah, I'm kind of the type like I want to leave the room and everybody kind of knows who the hell I was when I
right,
walked out,
and
you know what I'm saying?
even then when you're in entertainment, that's important, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
It's definitely a part of the
that reason.
job. Yeah,
For that reason, like just trying
Yeah.
to promote the whole thing that we're doing. You know.
Yeah,
our art and
exactly.
shit.
Honestly, like we just did. We went to Carne Asada Fest. I don't know if you probably heard of
Yes.
that. We went there, and that was my first time ever really seeing like artists that are on the come up.
Yeah.
And the stage presence that you have to have when
Yeah.
you're up there, I was like blown away. Like obviously their music was amazing, but just their stage presence, I was like, you have to have some sort of like
Yeah, it's a whole nother. It's a whole nother beast within
Like
the
something takes
music
over
thing. You know.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be able to make the music. You have to be able to perform the music. You got to be able to to create the relationships, and so
Yeah.
it's a monster. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. It's you have to it can't just be about, I mean, you could be as talented as you are, you know,
Yeah.
with like singing or whatever, but if you don't have that stage presence, you
Yeah.
you got to
'cause
learn it.
You can't just go up there with your phone
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, blah, 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 blah. It's like that. That's a whole different stage.
Because
you
in
know?
between, that's my thing, was in between the songs when they were talking to the
So all
crowd, I
that-
was just like, whoa.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
crowd work.
That's why I've done, and to this day I'll do, you know, big shows like Devin the Dude, but I'll still do local shows because for me, I know that if you're in the building, you're gonna hear me and you're gonna remember me.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter if it's one person, doesn't matter if it's, you know, thousands of people, because at the end of the day, if I can capture one person's ears, then it was worth doing it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
At least at where I'm at, you know. So
Yeah. How do you feel like after? Do you have that adrenaline rush that people talk about? Like you do a show and then you can't go to sleep because like you're so wired from it?
I wouldn't say that for me because I've been doing it a while, but I definitely when I'm on the stage, nothing else matters. Like I'm literally in my element. It doesn't matter if, you know, I was going through the worst thing ever, like that's an escape. And it's
Yeah.
also for me, I don't have like, I'm not really good at talking about my feelings to people. So a lot of that is released from me, like being able to express myself musically on stage. And then when you have a crowd reaction, there's like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
at this Devon show, you know, it's like some people know me, but not everybody. And then next thing you know, like I did a show, for example, I did a show with Currency.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I happen to know his it's about who you know. I knew his
Yeah.
tour manager at the time, and well, he was doing his trilogy tour. I got on the Texas stops, and we went to San Antonio, and literally I swore I thought it was my show. Like they came to
No
see me. They didn't come to see the
way.
Currency, and it was at the Alamo Dome, and it was
Damn.
like man, it was crazy. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at is you know, it's I can't even explain it. There's nothing better than seeing people react to you know the music and the art that you create in a positive way, and challenge, like the energy that you channel when performing in a show. It's like it's amazing.
That's insane. I used to be in varsity choir.
Oh,
But
yeah,
like I only went like my senior year, and that's because like I was made to, because I wasn't gonna do it. But getting up there and singing on your own, that or like doing anything on your own is insane. Like I don't think I never tried. Like it was a choir, but I don't think I would be able to like just go up there and just like I don't think anything would come out. That's insane.
I do it every day. Like
Right.
I go to
That's
perform
fucking
open mics
crazy.
every day. I'm getting on stage, writing new jokes, getting up there. Like
Perfecting
I
the
tell my
craft, bro.
brother,
And then-
my brother's a comic too, and like I'm just like, how? Like that's insane. That's crazy. To just-
everyone always
takes
tells
balls.
You got, that
It
was
takes
just gonna
balls.
say
It takes
that.
balls.
Everybody, you got balls. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just fucking.
yeah, I got big balls.
Yeah, bro. It's like, you want to see him? Nah. Nah, yeah. So definitely, it's that feeling of like, I kind of say like people have like kind of like vices, whether that be smoking, whether that be drinking, whether that be, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it might be, those vices are always going to be within you. And if you're able to find the outlet, and whether that be music, whether that be cooking, whether that be podcast,
Some positive.
something
Yeah.
positive, if you're able to find that outlet, you'll feel that same gratitude that you get from that cigarette, that blunt, that you know what I'm saying,
Whatever.
from doing your passion, and it'll last longer. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
100%.
It's
And a lot
definitely
of
more
people-
rewarding.
It's definitely more, and that's why I go so hard, dude. I can't wait to get like booked for a big show right now.
Yeah.
because I have so many people that want to come out, and I'm just like, no, not yet. Like, just
Right.
let me get a little bit better. Like, you know what I'm
Fuck yeah,
saying?
well, I'll
And
be
it's just
there.
cool, yeah, man. It's just cool. I'm barely 3 months in. I know this ain't gonna come up overnight,
No,
but bro,
no.
that love, that feeling, that shit never leaves me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good mentality to have too, bro. Because like you said, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And just keep at it, man. And like you said, you got people around you that support you. I definitely support you.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, hey, I support you too, bro.
I
Your
definitely in
fucking
there.
flows are sick,
Yeah.
bro. We should maybe do like a freestyle sometime. Some shit. That should be fun.
No, I mean it's great. Like I think if you're creative, no matter what it is that you're creating, it's like a calling. It's not like you know how we talked about your family and the music background that they have. You can't help it.
I've never thought that I would do anything else as far as it's just a part of me, like you said. So never in my mind have ever thought that I wouldn't be doing something musically. So
Yeah.
it's just part of me.
No, well, that's awesome. Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast and talking to us. It's been amazing. I'm so glad to have met you. Can you just plug your next upcoming projects or your next shows?
Yeah, so I have a show on July 29th, I believe. It's at the Haltom Theater in Fort Worth. It's going to be with Big Tony. He's a guy out of Houston. It's kind of like that old school Texas sound,
Yeah,
Love
It's really how a lot of my older music
I
was.
love that shit.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely going to be a good crowd for me, a good environment. I got a song out right now on all major platforms, Two-Seater by Octavio.
It's good. We were just jamming to it before you got here. That's why this speaker was on. We were like jamming hard.
Yeah.
It's really good, guys. Y'all should go check it out.
I appreciate you, man. But again, I appreciate y'all having me too.
course.
And it's all about supporting each other, and y'all guys have my support for sure.
Yeah, and you have ours, and we can't wait for you to come back. And you're gonna be this big star, and you're definitely gonna come back on, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But
bro. Fuck yeah.
that's gonna be it for this week's episode, guys. Make sure y'all follow our Instagram. Make sure you follow Tavo the Trill on Instagram, and we'll see you next week.